Hey guys, this is MacKids101 with a little video on my thoughts about the new product, the Apple iPad, that Apple released just yesterday. So first of all, the iPad was thought to be like a in between a smartphone and the computer. So it's thought to be kind of right in the middle there, because people love computers and smartphones, so why not put something right in the middle? It might be great. So for a long time, there have been rumors about the Apple iPad, like that it's gonna run macOS 10 and all these cool things. And I actually thought, hey, might actually run macOS 10, might be cool. So the thing is that it's not really that great. It does not run. It does not actually run macOS 10. It's just an iPod Touch stretched out. So there are some things that specifically separate it from a computer. One, you cannot edit the file system. You cannot go into Terminal. You cannot download apps that aren't approved by Apple. There's no Flash. It's just a little thing. There's no USB port. So those are the things that make it not a computer. So I think it's personally closer to the iPod Touch than it is to the computer. And I'd like it to be the other way around. Personally, I enjoy my computer a lot more than it. Its hardware is great. Like, it's good enough. It could be a full computer. I mean, its processor is slow, and it wouldn't be able to run Mac apps because it's an ARM processor, but they might be able to work something out for that and have people be able to compile things. There's no multitasking, so it's like the iPod Touch. Now, the whole thing is quite awkward. The home screen, all the buttons are too spaced out. It's just, like, too big. The home button's too small just down there, so it's just a weird thing. It's like you really took an iPod Touch and stretched it out. So it's just an awkward design. Now, you can get it for $700 at 64 gigs, $599 at 32 gigs, and $499 at 16 gigs. All right, so it's 16 gigs right there. So you might be asking, well, isn't this just an iPod Touch? And they just wanted to set it closer to the computer thing than it already was. So they added iWork to it, which will be good for some college students. They'll enjoy their time, doing their homework on this hard-to-use tablet. So that's really all they did to change around this tablet. It doesn't have a camera. I thought I might be able to video chat. Now there is thought too that there was thought that it might work on like Verizon and T-Mobile and stuff because AT&T's network was overloaded. This was a small rumor off to the corner, and that's not true at all. So ultimately, it was kind of disappointing to me. I thought, it should be a real computer, and it's really just not personalized enough. Now, they did kind of take advantage of the big screen, like in their Photos app. They thought it through. It's a lot more like iPhoto. In their Settings app, there are 2 views. So a lot of the apps will be more interestingly laid out. And for people who are claustrophobic, I don't know if it bugged you in the first place, but it might help. But ultimately, you don't want to get this if you already have a MacBook Pro or an iPod Touch, because there's no reason for it. My friend who doesn't have a Mac at all, or an iPhone or an iPod Touch or anything, wants to get this, and that's reasonable, because it's like the cheapest Mac around, but an iPod Touch is pretty much the same thing, just no iWork. So those are my thoughts on the new Apple iPad. Personally, I'm not too proud of it myself. I don't like it that much, so those are just my thoughts. So thanks for watching MacKids101. Subscribe, and goodbye.